What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the brand new batch of Limit Break expansions. Now, it is kind of funny that we get a Limit Break expansion batch now that, you know, we have pretty much most characters in the game that have a Limit Break are expanded, but there are still a very select few of them that aren't actually expanded, and whenever we get these limited time characters return, likely they'll return with these expansions as we're getting with the anniversary characters. There's also some limited rare recruits which we'll talk about as well, but without further ado, let's jump into it, let's talk about them, let's see whether or not they're actually going to be worth it. So we have the anniversary characters first, the first one being Reiju, which is this strength one who is actually like pretty good, has a usable special utility base, and has a support effect that has a really nice effect to give you a strength slot effect boost. So what does she actually get via her limit breaking? So via the Limit Break expansion, Reiju actually receives -1 special charge time, and then she also receives that additional potential ability of the Enrage effect. So she goes down to a 10-turn cooldown, and the Enrage effect is 150 base attack boost. Like, this is not something that's ultimately required, and I think it's pretty straightforward here in saying that I don't think that this is worth Limit Break expanding, unless if you really want the additional stats or the 1 cooldown for some whatever reason. But in most cases, you will not need to do that. The next character that we're having a look at is once again one of the anniversary characters, which is Shirahoshi. So Shirahoshi gets -1 cooldown as well, and there is actually, it appears to be a bug, at least right now, with her limit break, because you'll see here that her third potential ability is pinch healing when she already has pinch healing. So this is a bit of a weird situation that she's in. Yeah, so this appears to be a bug because on the Japanese version, when players were able to check, this character actually had slot bind instead, so I believe this is a bug. Hopefully this will be reported and cleaned up as soon as possible. But this character, with her special, she does somewhat utility, healing, and also extending the duration of color affinity boost, has a color affinity boosting support effect as well. Once again, this is a special ability that you don't really need maxed out for her to be useful. If you want to use her special as a sub, she's perfectly fine at regular limit break. You definitely don't need her limit break expanded to be actually useful in content. The next character here is this anniversary Rebecca, and this character, once again, very similar, has like a utility-based special, Bind and Despair removal, changing adjacent slots, reduces damage taken, and extends the duration of attack boost. It's actually a pretty okay special ability, and you see that with her limit break, she does receive an additional -1 special charge time, and also gets the ability of slot bind duration with her third potential ability, resisting it by 5 turns. So once again, this is not a special ability that you ultimately need to max out. She's perfectly fine the way that she is. You don't need to get the additional potential ability if you don't want, unless if you're really needing it in a very niche circumstance, but personally I don't think you're going to need to do that at all. The next anniversary character that we're looking at is the anniversary Chopper that came out during the Super Type Snake Man, Sabo, Katakuri, and also Blackbeard, so quite a while back. So here we have the Chopper character. So he actually gets an additional set of cooldown by -1, and his third potential ability of Recovery Bind. Again, not really a great potential ability in all honesty. Special ability does threshold removal and also allows you to get tap timing bonus damage, and if you have a certain amount of strength units on your crew, you can heal, and it's just about it. He's actually pretty good for his support effect, which can reduce damage threshold with that support, which is good, but ultimately the -1 cooldown putting him down to 12 turns and the additional effect of Recovery Bind definitely isn't really going to change much with this unit in its entirety, so probably don't advise doing this one either. So the next character that we're going to have a look at is, once again, another anniversary character. It's the final of the anniversary characters, which is this Nami unit. Now, Nami herself is actually not bad, but she does have a couple of things about her that would be better if she did get a level limit break, you know, with upgrades. She does get -1 cooldown and also receives the Fear Reduction potential ability, which is actually pretty exciting because it's a very good effect. The only real problem with it is well, yeah, she does have special reverse resistance, which is pretty good. The only real problem is that her special ability only reduces the cooldowns of the top row characters. If this reduced the cooldowns of all characters, this is character that would actually see some play, but due to that, I think this character is really not going to see a lot of play, and ultimately, again, I just don't think this character is really worth the limit break expansion, honestly. So next we have some characters that are available from special time or limited rare recruit times, and this is going to be Carrot, who is available during Kizuna, and she actually receives -1 cooldown, and she also receives, I believe that is Enrage? Yeah, she does receive Enrage. So she goes down to 11 turn cooldown with the Enrage effect. It's not really a good limit break expansion, but you know, the thing about this Carrot is that her special ability by itself is already very good, so she really didn't need that much of an upgrade to begin with. So honestly, yeah, it's okay. It definitely gets some positive buffs out of it, but ultimately I don't really think the additional 1 cooldown and the Enrage effect is ultimately worth the materials to limit break expand her. The next limited rare recruit we have here is Franky, and this character really didn't see a lot of play even on release, so I'm really interested to see what they decided to do with this unit. First off, he doesn't actually receive any special cooldown, which is a little bit alarming, but let's go ahead and see what his potential ability is. It's actually double special launch. That's pretty good. So hopefully he has a good special, right, to partner with that. So it will go ahead and do random damage to just enemies 10 times, and then also gives you a 1.75 times attack boost to Powerhouse. But if the enemy has a certain buff active, it actually becomes a 2.25 times attack boost. I guess having an attack boost for 2 different stages or 2 different turns is pretty good, but this character's special really isn't that good because it's literally just an attack boost and a little bit of damage. So I guess potentially you could have a support on him to do something when you do a damage dealing special. In that instance there could be okay. But honestly, I don't think this character is really worth the investment. This character before expansion really didn't see a lot of play, so I don't really think with the expansion he's going to see any more play than he already does. The next unit is another limited rare recruit, Moria. He came out a very long time ago, so let's go ahead and have a look and see what he got upgraded with. Obviously no cooldown once again, which is a little bit alarming, but 11 turn cooldown by himself is already pretty good. He does receive the Enrage effect, which kind of sucks. He already has the reduced cooldown at the start of the quest potential ability, which is kind of okay. I suppose that's probably the reason why he didn't receive special charge time. But the Enrage effect kind of sucks for this unit, and doesn't really provide that much additional effect. I mean, his special ability is okay. It gives you a 3 times chain lock and reduces increased damage taken, and then if there's delayed enemies, he does 1,000,000 fixed damage. Like, it's a pretty weird, wacky special ability. Honestly, I don't advise limit break expanding this unit. And here we are at the final limit break expansion character of the batch of May 2022, and it's going to be once again another limited rare recruit, Urouge this time. This character receives -2 special charge time, and as for his potential ability, he receives ship bind removal. That's pretty interesting. He removes it by 5 turns, and I mean, ship bind removal is a pretty unique effect. Not too many characters actually have it, or should I say not too many good characters have it. He does have an 11 turn cooldown post expansion, which is perfectly acceptable, except for the fact that his special ability is pretty bad. Does damage to a single enemy, gets rid of paralysis and burn by 3, 80% damage reduction, and then if you hit 4 perfects, you get a 2.25 times attack boost to fighters in the 2.25 times slot effect boost, should I say, in the following turn. This character really isn't that good, man. This character's really not good. I can't really advise doing that at all, and it's a little bit of a shame because it basically means none of the characters from this batch are overall worth investing with limit break expansion. If anything, I think maybe Franky might be the best of the bunch, but ultimately I really can't advise limit break expanding here. I think it'd be much more worthwhile to limit break some of the new characters that are coming out in the anniversary compared to some of these older units that only get very slight minor increases. So with all of that being said, that is going to wrap up this video. Thank you very much for watching, and if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.